Good morning, guys. So I got up early this morning. Today is Saturday. Saturday is always a great day because Saturday I don't practice yoga. And it doesn't mean that I don't love practicing, but it's good to have this one day off a week. In Ashtanga yoga, you don't practice on Saturdays, and then new moon and full moon. So these are the days that are off. It's very tragic when a full moon or a new moon hits a Saturday, because then you don't get this extra day. So got up, took a shower, ready for the day. And what I also like to do in the morning is, of course, read the news. What I should probably do after breakfast, not before breakfast. Well, maybe after breakfast I might lose my breakfast, so it's probably better to do it early in the morning. And I like to read Spiegel Online, what is in Germany one of the biggest magazines here. I think they come out bi-weekly or so. But what you find is a lot of fear. So even this morning, I don't know what the main story was, but it was definitely about Corona and how bad it is, and basically that's it. Life is over. And about the vaccine, and that in Germany, like, a lot of people don't want to get vaccinated. So the whole fear part, I don't get. I think there's always a difference between fear and respect. To me, I respect Corona. Like, it is what it is, but we will deal with it. And I do understand that they want people to be afraid, to keep the distance. But first of all, I think fear, like I said, will attract what we fear. And second of all, eventually people will rebel against it because it's just too much for them. They just don't know how to deal with it. And fear will not, hold them back from eventually not following the rules. And then you probably heard that in Germany people were demonstrating and stuff, and that's also really interesting to me because they're very different opinions about, especially the rules and regulations. For the pandemic, if you talk to somebody from the East or somebody from the West. So I'm currently actually in what used to be Eastern Germany, Eastern Berlin. And literally from this building, people were digging tunnels to come to be able to go to the West. So they went down to the basement and I started digging. And it's close, but it's 100 meters at least to get to the other side. Well, let me show you. That's good. Where's my key? Oh, he's here. here in the back, where is it? It's my house. And here really you see a picture of this guy jumping, you know, getting away from the eastern part of Germany. I'm gonna turn you around now. You see all these metal rods here, so this is basically where the wall was. This was a quite traumatic experience for people, especially who lived in the eastern part of Germany, not having their freedom. And that for many, many, many years. Actually, where I walk on now is basically where they used to drive to check out the security of the wall, because we are on the eastern side. And this part here was called the Death Strip. So if you wanted to escape, run through the west, they would shoot at you. And many people got killed. Here we have the watchtower, so this is how they will make sure nobody would escape. You know, that's why people react in disbelief, and even somebody like President Trump wants to build a wall between America and Mexico, because we have this past here. My father had like a travel agency in Berlin, and his friend who ran it had an apartment right next to the Death Strip. So as a child, I still remember that, you know. Just to see that. I mean, it was lit at night, and the dogs, and just unbelievable what human beings are able to do. Concrete. And that round thing on top, you know, so it's really almost impossible to get over it. So here you have images of all the people who died trying to cross this border. Crazy, isn't it? People in the East have a completely different opinion very often about the rules and regulation concerning Corona, because they went through like a quite oppressive regime. So for them, that you can't demonstrate anymore, and that everything's regulated, you know, how many people you can meet and stuff. It is really difficult for them because they have this past that most people don't have. I didn't have that past because I grew up in the western part of Germany. I mean, people from Western Germany have their own issues, you know. But the thing is, in the East, they still remember that they couldn't, you know, express their opinions and meet with other people and so on and so forth. So that's one thing, you know, why people in Germany are a little, or at least in Eastern Germany, are not so happy, I would say, in parts at least, about those rules and regulations, because it just reminds them on the past. So I have been living in Berlin for 7 years now, and I don't come very often to this memorial park, but it's still amazing to see what human beings are able to do, you know, build this wall, separate themselves from others. And that's something we should remember. We should cherish that we overcame this, especially in this country. But it's always in us. These walls are always in us. And it's really important to make sure that these things don't happen again. And originally the wall was built because Eastern Germany was afraid that people would leave because they got better job in the West. So it was built out of fear, And we really have to keep our fear in check, not to start building walls again, I think. So it is an emotional place in a way, especially when you see how many people lost their lives trying to escape. So much pain and so much suffering, and what for? So it's about time to go home. Hope you enjoyed the little trip to the Berlin Wall. See you soon. Oh, the light just stopped. Anyway.